welcome back to my channel. Yes, I'm starting this video in my car because I just pulled up to the gym and I figured I had a couple minutes to film this video. But today I'm going to be sharing with you my postpartum and a little bit of pregnancy fitness journey. So I am currently, actually today I am 11 months postpartum, which is crazy. I cannot believe I have an 11-month-old and it's almost her birthday. Oh, I think I'm gonna cry when she turns 1 because this past year literally flew by. But yeah, wild journey. So I am going to share like a couple pictures, videos that I took like pre-pregnancy, during my pregnancy, and postpartum. Now I've always been active and like growing up when I was super young, and I obviously have had this fitness page for a long time now, so you guys know that like I worked out and was very active during my pregnancy. And when I found out I was pregnant, I wanted to continue my fitness journey and continue working out and being really active during my pregnancy. And I thought the healthier that I was, the healthier my baby would be. So I just really wanted to stay as strong as I could during my pregnancy. It was also really good for my mental health to like get moving every day. Even if I didn't like hit the gym, I would make sure I like went for a walk. And yes, obviously like resting while you're pregnant is very important. So I made sure to do that as well. But yeah, I continued with like my daily workouts, daily steps, and I stayed really active during my pregnancy, and I actually worked out the day I went into labor. So I just really, I like being able to say that. I just think it's really cool, and like I'm proud of myself for making it that far. And I actually filmed the workout that I did and then that night I went into labor. So I just think that's really cool that I got to like upload that video, and like knowing that was like my final hours of being pregnant and cooking up my little baby. So I just think that's really neat. I'm gonna moving my chair backwards, so okay, there we go. Before I was pregnant, I was like very hard on myself, and I worked out was probably like twice a day. Most of the time it was twice a day if I didn't do like an intense cardio session, and then I would like hit the gym later that day and do like resistance training, or I would do like a HIIT workout and a resistance training workout. Like I was just like incredibly hard on myself, and probably a little bit too active and too consumed by my appearance and like my physique. And it's actually crazy because when I found out I was pregnant, I was so scared for like what my body was going to look like postpartum. But I feel like pregnancy and postpartum like healed my relationship with my body and like with food and everything. Like I didn't eat carbs before. Like I genuinely didn't eat carbs. I would allow myself to have like carbs like once a day, and usually that was like breakfast or something. So I would have carbs like once a day, and then after that like literally no sugar, no carbs, no nothing. Like I just restricted myself so much, and I was doing that for so long. So I'm happy I had this thing in my life where it like really healed my relationship with food. And I think like I feel so much happier now when it comes to fitness and nutrition, and I feel like this lifestyle is so much more maintainable for me, because before it's like if I didn't hit those 2 workouts a day, or if I didn't hit all the goals on my Apple Watch, I would literally beat myself up about it. And I just think that's so upsetting. Like I wouldn't allow myself rest days. If I did, it was like once a month maybe. Like it would get to the point where I was like, oh my goodness, like when's the last time I had a rest day? I think it was like 2 months ago. Like I specifically remember this one time, and I was like, I don't think I've had a rest day in like over 2 months. So it's just crazy. Like, so anyways, yeah, I was really active, and I knew I wanted to continue that with my pregnancy. So while I was even pregnant, I was doing like I would just be very active. But I knew it came to the point where it's like, okay, now I don't come first, this baby comes first. So it's like if my body needs rest, then I have to rest. So it really forced me to take rest days, and I made sure I was well rested, and I would only work out if I felt like I had the energy, or if I felt like I could handle that movement. But throughout my first trimester, I continued doing like HIIT workouts. I continued teaching my virtual workout classes, continued getting my daily steps, and also I was serving at the time, so that's a very active job. Like I was getting lots and lots of steps doing that. So yeah, I continued with like my normal workouts, I would say. Yeah, so I was doing like HIIT workouts, and I was also resistance training. Once my second trimester came, that's when I started noticing like HIIT and cardio and things got a bit harder, and like my belly started growing, so like my range of motion was decreased, and like I felt like I couldn't squat, like narrow stance squat, because my belly would touch my thighs. So I ended up having to like adjust. So I started doing like sumo squats, sumo deadlifts, and that's when I noticed like the changes in my workouts, and I had to adjust to my growing and changing body. But yeah, that's around the time where I stopped doing like intense cardio or like HIIT workouts, and I just the only cardio I did would be like walking, probably, once my second trimester came. And I actually, like, when I would sit, because like I have a stationary bike and I really like using it, but I noticed like once my second trimester came, like my pelvis and my hips just like felt really, really weird, and like my lower abdomen, like my uterus area, felt like really unstable. And like obviously that makes sense because like I'm growing a human, but it just started feeling really weird. So like I stopped using the stationary bike, and yeah, the only cardio I really did was just like walking outside or on the treadmill. And then my third trimester, oh my goodness, you asked me to walk like 10 feet and I would be out of breath. Like I really, really struggled with endurance during my pregnancy. Like even when I was like serving and just working, I would like walk up to my table and I would just be so out of breath, and I'd be like, hi guys, how you doing? My name's Larissa. Like I would just be so out of breath. And like I think like, I don't know, I worked with another pregnant woman and she was like, no, like I'm not that out of breath, like I feel okay. But like I don't know what it was. I feel like it, like my baby, she was just really sitting on my lungs. Like it must have just been the positioning or something, but I just felt like my breathing was so restricted. Like that's something I really, really struggled with. So third trimester came and I would do like one set of an exercise and be so winded. So like my intensity of the workouts, like I would have really good workouts, but like that's when I really had to start taking things slow and take a more relaxed approach to my workouts. So I would just go in the gym and like, even if I was just like moving really slow, not pushing the weight or anything, I was just happy that I was still able to get workouts in. So it's actually crazy. Like after I gave birth, I was like, oh my goodness, I could breathe. like it literally was like an instant change in my breathing. Like it's crazy what growing a baby does to your body. Like it's so intense. But yeah, so third trimester is really when I started focusing on like strength workouts and just like shorter reps per set, and longer rest periods, and just focused on like form, and just I was just really, really happy that I was even able to go to the gym at this point. So I would do like, and then honestly, like I stuck with like probably like 5 workouts a week up until I got to like 9 months. And I'm really grateful for that, because like working out was probably like the main thing that saved my mental health during my pregnancy, because I really, really struggled mentally. I had a lot of things going on in my personal life and I was just like having a hard time. So the time that I got to spend in the gym, it was like therapy to me, honestly, and I looked forward to it every day. So like I was a bit scared that I would have to give that up, and I'm really happy I didn't have to, because it was just like mentally really, really good for me. So I'm super grateful for that. But yeah, and then after I gave birth, like I said, I was able to like work out up until the day I went into labor, and at that point I was probably doing like 4 workouts a week. And then after I gave birth, I was like, I'm not going to rush back into it. Like, I really want to give this time to myself and to my body to heal and focus on like motherhood and just like adjusting to new life with a newborn. And I waited about 2 months, and I definitely like wasn't ready once I did go back to the gym. And I ended up like hurting myself, and like my uterus and hips, like they just got really crampy, and like they just like I wasn't ready to go back into the gym, and so then I had to take like a week or two off of the gym, and then I went back after that, and then I was like, okay, I'm really gonna ease into it this time, because like I didn't ease into it. Like once that 2-month mark came, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. I want to like get my body back, and like I want to go make some gains, and like I'm excited to go back in the gym. Like I was itching to go back to the gym. So then I finally did. There's just a plane passing, and then once I did go to the gym, yeah, like I said, I had to take like a week or two off, and then I went back to it, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna do lightweight, light intensity, and yeah, and then I started working out, and I think I recovered pretty well because of how active I was during my pregnancy and how healthy I was. And like again, like I feel like I cannot say this enough, like I'm just so appreciative at the fact that like I was able to have a healthy pregnancy, and I feel really grateful for that, because a lot of people they're not able to work out, or they just really struggle during their pregnancy. So I feel so grateful for that I have a healthy baby, I have a healthy body, and like I'm really blessed when it comes to that. So yeah, I just want to say that. But yeah, and then I got back into working out, and I started off with like going for like a super light walk, and even then like sometimes like a walk was just too much. So I just want to like make a little PSA, like give yourself as much time as you need postpartum. Like don't rush back into the gym. The gym is always going to be there, but like your newborn and your baby and your body, like that, like you need that time to like connect and rest and recover, and it's just like a super important time in you and your baby's life. So like don't rush it. Like your body just went through a lot, and I actually just found out recently, like it takes your body up to 18 months to completely return to normal, or like completely recover. So like it takes like literally double the amount of time to heal from pregnancy than the actual length of pregnancy, which is insane. But yeah, and then here we are back and ready to make some gains. But yeah, I feel like for the past like year or so, I was just like I wouldn't really make goals for myself. I'm like, if I'm just able to like get a workout in, like I'm happy, because mom life is insane. Like it always keeps me on my toes. So I'm not always able to like get a workout in with like my new busy crazy life, which is like okay. But now I feel like I'm at the point, since she's like almost a year old, that like I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna like get to the gym, build some muscle, and make those gains. So yeah, that is about it for my fitness journey. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys all in the next video.